name is Darlene. Welcome to Stand Strong, a fun, educational, inspirational, and motivational show about people overcoming life's obstacles. Hello, welcome to Stand Strong. I'm your host, Darlene Luff, and I would like to welcome my dear friend and co-host, Melissa, who will be joining us in a little bit. Today's show is about anti-bullying and diversity, and how our special guest, which I'm very excited to share with you in a few moments, will be sharing his journeys and how he overcame the obstacles. And if you would, I'm going to bring attention to the slippers that I'm wearing in honor of our guest today. It is the diversity symbol and anti-bullying symbol. So these are in honor of our guest. Growing up, I'm sure that we've all known children that have come home from school or from sports events or anything of that nature, and they would be upset not wanting to go back to school and not wanting to go back to the sports club or field because there was someone there that was bullying them and picking on them for whatever reason, be it that they were different, that their shoes were different, or their hair was different. But I'm sure that we all have known someone who has been touched by what I'm going to call bullying, and was made to feel sad. And at this time, I would like to welcome my dear friend Melissa and co-host, and I would like to welcome our very special guest, Jesse, who is going to share his story about overcoming bullying and diversity. Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you. It's so great to be here and talk to you.
And thank you so much. I'm very glad you joined us.
Thank you.
I might say you look beautiful.
Thank you so much. I mean, hello.
I love the earrings. I love the earrings.
Thank you so
and
much.
And the shoes.
My platforms.
I need to. Can you
Thank
zoom in on those shoes? Can
in.
you, if you can? Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how old are you, might I ask?
I'm 19 years old, but I turned 20 in 3 months in July. So I'm not going to be a teenager no more.
Happy birthday.
July what?
13th, but not Friday the 13th.
Oh, my birthday's July 28th.
Oh, really? Love July babies.
Wow, very
I'm
good.
from a very small town of Gloucester, Massachusetts, and it's very small, so there's a lot of closed minds. There's not most people that are open-minded. So it's like all the attention is on me and people who are different and stand up for what they believe in. So for me, on my journey, it's been a long, tough ride, but I've done it with the support of all of my friends and family, and just faith and keeping faith and picking up my own head when I couldn't.
Oh my, that's amazing.
Thank you.
May I ask, what age were you when you realized that there was something different and special about you?
I would have to say around the age of 6 years old, I would go into my sister's room and steal her dresses and wear them and run around the park, and she'd chase me going, "Come back here." And I have her prom dress on and she'd be like, "Come back here right now and take that off." I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I'm pretty." So that was how it started, and I saw that I was interested in girls' toys. So I had the Bratz dolls, I had the Barbie dolls, I had all those things, and I just started to think like maybe I'm more into the girl things than the boy things.
Now,
I'm more interested.
Now, did you think that because I know when I was growing up, and I'm not going to tell you how old I am. When I was growing up, I also too went through what people would say back then as the tomboy, where I loved boy things. I loved skateboarding. Clumsy me, like to skateboard. I liked skateboarding, and I liked playing tennis, and I liked doing all the boy things. And they call it a tomboy, but then people said that type of thing phased, and I was about between 6 and 13 when I was going through that. Did you ever at one point think that maybe this is just a phase, or maybe I'm going to outgrow this? Or
I mean, at first I was confused as to who I am and what I stand for. So it was more of a trial and error thing. I was like, to me, I thought it was normal for all the boys to play with the Barbies, and I went through, at first I thought, is this a phase or is this forever? And I started to see, as I was starting to grow up, I would just jam to like Britney Spears on the radio and Pink, and I just knew I was
music.
oh, I love Pink.
Oh, my favorite.
I just knew I was like different because all the boys were all like the hip hop and rapping and head bumping, but I was like, that ain't for me. I like my soul sister. But that was how I knew.
That's amazing. What was it like for you growing up in school and coming out?
That's a great one. In school, I was actually a huge target in the community. I was different.
Sure you were.
I have bipolar disorder. So I tend to, back then I would lash out when I felt attacked. So it was hard in school. I was always constantly getting in trouble and suspended from school for sticking up for myself. And I mean, I wouldn't choose to get forced into silence because I knew the right thing was to stand up for yourself no matter the circumstances. Because if you don't hold up your own head, then no one is gonna.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm gonna cheer.
Toast it
We
up.
need to toast it up.
Yes.
Cheers.
Toast it up. Yes,
You gotta toast it.
That was a fabulous, fabulous. I gotta do it again.
Thank
Double toast. Double toast. That was
And now
fabulous.
coming out, I was 14 at the time when I was like, you know what? I'm done hiding and holding in a huge secret, like something so big. And it was very tough for me, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in the parking lot of the YMCA with my dad when he picked me up from the pool. And I said, Dad, I have to talk to you. And he goes, son, what's wrong? Did you get in trouble at school? I was like,
They always
I was
go
like,
to that. We
no,
always go to-
Dad. So we got down to it, and I was like, Dad, I came on as bi first because I didn't just want to come out saying I'm gay.
Right.
First, I came on as bi, and he's like, I've known your whole entire life. And that's when I started crying, and we hugged, and we had a moment, and then he took me out for ice cream at Friendly's because, hello, I love my sweets.
I agree. Our last show, I was talking about ice cream almost the whole show.
It's like, and also, I have a brother who is 16 right now, and he's gay, and he was able to come out because I was the first to pave the way and make it.
Wow.
He saw that my dad and my grandmother accepted me, and that showed him pure acceptance, and he was so comfortable with who he was and came out, and I could not be more proud as a brother.
Wow, that's amazing. And what is your brother's name?
His name is Alex, and he means
Alex,
the world to me.
cheers to you, Alex.
cheers to you,
love
Alex.
you.
Absolutely.
Alex,
cheers to
cheers
you, Alex.
And amazing that you could be an example for your brother and all the viewers out here watching. When you were going through school, and what type of things would you have to deal with on a daily basis, being so young?
Well, on a daily basis, I had anxiety disorder. I was always fearful of my life, that I would have a heart attack, or my throat was closing, or I was just dying every day. And that was really hard because school is a place where you make friends and you learn and you take your education on in the world and battle it against I feel like your thoughts and like the way you learn is a power against the whole world. It's like the more you know, the farther you will get. So I focused on like learning and learning and learning, and I tried to block out as much people as I can. Yes, I went home every night crying, and yes, I went home every night contemplating suicide, but I knew at the end of the day, that's not what I was put on this earth for. I was put on this earth to shine and show everybody that it's okay to be yourself. Go outside in a short shorts, go outside with high heels,
God bless
hoops,
you.
be you.
Whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Be you.
Yes.
And even if you get punched in the face for it, be you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know, and not for nothing, but when Darlene, told me that you were going to be one of our guests on this show, I remember going back to when I was a child and I was bullied, but I didn't know that's what
It was.
They didn't call it bullying back in the 70s.
No.
It was, the tough kids, and then you had the wimpy kids, and I was one of the wimpy kids. And they used to make fun of my freckles.
Not fair.
I didn't have a womanly enough figure for everybody, so I was made fun of a lot because of that. I had very bushy, curly hair.
Sad.
And I, too, at some points had contemplated suicide myself. So
It's tough.
totally relate, and it's worse now because you
The
guys
rate's
have
gone up.
social media
Absolutely,
that can rip you apart.
It's a horrible thing to have.
I was back then, like you said, bullied, I guess, but not realizing that I was bullied, because I've always struggled with my weight. I've always been very heavy most of my life, and it wasn't until I was an adult that, you know, I started to lose some of the weight through my cancer treatments.
Oh, right.
It's hard.
But you know, now I'm at a place where I'm comfortable. But I didn't realize that back
was
then that was
bullying.
bullying.
No.
You know, I did not realize it.
It's been hard.
If I may ask you, at what age did you start actually cross-dressing, and what age were you when you started cross-dressing in school?
So, cross-dressing, here's a huge topic. So in 2009, my friend was throwing out a bunch of leggings to the Salvation Army. And I was like, well, those are kind of comfortable. Can I have it? And I picked them up and I put them on. I was like, oh my God, these are so comfortable. And from there, it started off with just a pair of
Leggings.
with
Yeah.
the guy shirt and shoes. From there, it went to crop tops, to high heels, to the earrings, and now in 2010 is where I became the full-out Barbie I am today. Just kidding. But
Good for you.
I just learned how to do my own makeup.
I'm thinking very beautiful, very confident.
Thank you.
I am very, very honored that you came on
Thank
the
you
show
so much.
today.
I'm honored.
Because I know that you're going to be an example, and you're going to help a lot of people. And you, the viewers at home, there's a lot of people that are going through the same situations as our guest
hard.
Jesse, and they're scared, and they're not sure how to talk about it or how to come out as openly as Jesse has. So being on our show today is an amazing. We're very grateful,
Thank
and I
you.
can't thank you enough.
Thank you so
I mean, we
much.
could do 3 or 4 or 5 different shows
We might.
I would
on
love
this
that.
gentleman. And if we run out of time today, it would be a pleasure to have you back on.
I would love to. I got more outfits where this one came from.
And you know, I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about your cross-dressing. First of all, you look very beautiful.
Thank you.
And you know, I'm very jealous at the way you look in your jeans.
I said
Thank you. She was saying that earlier. I was like, thanks.
You know, and I might have to borrow your earrings too.
Call me.
I love them. Oh, I will call. But we were talking about cross-dressing and what it was like for you coming out,
Yes.
and what it was like for you being a young person and having to deal with that in school. Now, we all know most recently, I'm going to ask you a question. How do you feel about the Bruce Jenner situation and his story of coming out and such? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I feel so bad for him because I think I'm so proud that he has put himself out
Finally.
into the public
Yes,
Finally, I know.
And I honestly see him as a character that I look up to because he's had a hard time and now he's where he wants to
I
be.
know.
And
He's so happy now.
He's a beautiful person.
He's
I
so
look up to
happy
him.
now.
He's happy. He's content with life, and that's all we need as humans is to be loved and to love.
I'm crying now.
Oh, tissue.
Got him.
Tissue. Thank you,
On
Jesse.
deck.
Tissue. Oh, I just got chills. Now, can you relate yourself to him in certain
I
situations?
can relate myself to him in the sense that all I wanted was to be accepted from society, but then I realized I have my own version of society, and that is happy.
Very good.
And you know, it's so much that you can do with self-love. When you love yourself
Then you can love
from
everybody.
the inside and you really accept who you are, not what someone else says that you should be, or not what society says, or a magazine says. You are you. And if you continue to remain you, and you love you for everything that you bring, it shines.
And you're on the top of the
You
world.
shine. Like you have this aura, Jesse, that
Thank you so much.
that just is like,
Oh,
come and talk to me, and it's okay. I'm not going to bite, and I'm very friendly, and I'm very loving, and I'm going to accept you
Of
for
course.
you.
One of the things that I admire about you is this is the first time that we've met, but we've talked on the phone
Plenty of times.
for quite,
Right,
quite
right.
some time. And one of the things that I would love to say to you is I admire your strength.
Thank you so much.
I admire the fact that you carry yourself. You know, I'm a lot older than you, but I'm telling you, when I walk away from this show today, I'm going to walk away with a lot more knowledge
Thank you.
And even though I may be older, doesn't mean I know everything. And I tell my children all the time and everyone that I know, just because I'm older doesn't mean I know everything, and I still learn. And I'm still learning regardless of the age. And I definitely am going to walk away with today's show with a different outlook on things. And I'm a very positive person. I'm a very, very positive person. But I'm going to walk away with a different outlook on certain things.
Thank you.
You walked into this building with the utmost confidence. And that's one thing that attracted me to you. Now, talking to you on the phone, I knew you had the confidence, and you also said that you were nervous, and trust me,
Yes.
we're co-hosts and hosts
I'm
of the
still
show,
nervous.
and we're still nervous, so we understand that. But you walked into this building with the most confidence and your chin up,
Thank
and
you.
looking very beautiful and very proud, and that is something I admire.
Thank you so much.
And I really admire that. And let me ask you, I was going to say, what would you like to be when you grow up? But what would you like to be? Is there a specific thing you want to do when you get older?
There is something. I would like to be a probation officer because
I
I was one of
it.
those kids that, because I was being harassed, I would stay home from school, I would run the streets at 2 a.m.,
You were a troublemaker.
I was a troublemaker. I stole from stores, I was on the wrong path, and it took me a long time to turn away from that path, and I drank alcohol to like suppress myself.
Right, right.
And something just hit me that just to shine and don't fall down into the pit, rise, because that's what they don't want to see you do is win. They want to see you
Absolutely.
lose.
Makes them so
Absolutely,
mad.
absolutely.
It really makes bullies mad.
It does.
And I don't know if you've experienced this, but when I was being bullied back in the day, I had a very strong people in my life, and they came and said, don't let them see your fear. Don't let them know you're hurting them. And all of a sudden,
It stopped.
they stopped.
It stopped.
But then they went to somebody else, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
But it stopped on you.
But how I see it is if they're bothering you, they're leaving some
Someone
innocent
else
soul
alone.
alone.
True.
Exactly.
Very
And I'd
true.
rather have them bother me because I have
can handle
mental
it.
like stability. I'm stabilized right now. I can take it
can take
instead of a person who is very young and can't take that pressure.
Now, how did this come about? When did you decide you wanted to be a correction officer? How old were you?
This is actually a new thing.
A recent-
My first goal my
Oh.
whole life was to be an exotic model, part-time, and a
What?
full-time therapist.
Wow.
Okay.
But it changed
What type of
because
therapist?
A therapist, I'm going to say like a psychiatric.
Oh, okay.
I just
Okay.
want to help kids that are going on the wrong path and tell them, you hold the own key to your future. Nobody else but you holds that key. You are the power of the next generation. You don't have to go on that route.
I'm going to cheer to that. That was very good. Way to go, Jesse. Those are those are
Very
really
powerful.
powerful words
Thank you.
from such a young person.
It's a dream.
Oh, that's amazing.
And dreams are,
They are within reach.
oh, they're so within reach.
You just gotta climb those
Absolutely.
stairs,
You
but
do.
not in heels.
And not in those platforms.
Yeah.
No.
I have my little flats on.
My goodness, if I wore those shoes, I'd have nosebleed. I'm not used to high altitude.
No, I agree. I think I would get dizzy.
Yes.
I actually have a question for you,
course.
Jesse, if I can. Because you are still so young, and this seems like it was a fairly quick transition between
Yes.
being a boy and being you.
Yep.
Because now
Exactly.
you're Jesse.
I'm me.
And did your family play a part in this? Where did you gain the support from to be this confident at the age of 19? Do you mind me saying?
Yes, of course.
Okay, at the 19, this
My-
confident. I'm 50 and I'm not
And
that
how
confident.
did you find strength
The
to keep
confidence
going?
I found was throughout my family. My grandmother Nancy, who is here in the background somewhere. Love you, girl.
Hi,
And then-
Nancy.
Yeah, she's very lovely.
And then my father, who we have grown up very, very poor, but he's always given me acceptance, and to me, I felt rich.
Absolutely.
And I've had my aunts and uncles who are almost all lesbians, so come on, they accepted me. My mom, unfortunately, had to leave me when I was 6 years old due to a crime she committed. But that didn't stop her from accepting me, because now she is with a girl, and we are in contact after 14 years.
Oh,
Wow.
yay!
So
Now you said your mom had to leave you.
Yeah.
Did you live with family members?
I
or
was in
you-
foster care for about 3 years, and I was actually abused in a foster home severely,
no.
and it was not fair to me because I just came from an abusive home and I was going to another one.
Abusive home.
Then my last foster home after 5 was this girl named Linda, and can I just tell you, she was like my mom. She was my mom. She did everything for me. She bought me my wig. So she did everything for me, and she just told me that it's okay to be different. I love you so much.
That's wonderful. How long were you in her home?
I was in her home for a year, and we grew a tight bond. We did everything together. We played Xbox. We jammed to Pink, I swear. Her first album, I think it was her first. And she was just a very positive role model in my life that I looked up to.
That's amazing.
That is awesome.
Amazing.
It's-
And now, who do you have? I know you brought your grandmother with you
Yes,
today.
she's my biggest support
That's amazing.
system at the moment.
Is she?
Yeah, she's my everything.
That's wonderful. So you're graduating. You
I did
graduated.
graduate in June.
You graduated.
It was a huge accomplishment. Unfortunately, no family showed up besides my grandmother and brother to my graduation because they couldn't take off work.
I know.
But to me, it was very, very a huge accomplishment for me because I stayed home from school all of 9th and 10th grade. So I come back to school in 11th grade. I'm doing 4 years of work in 2 years, and I didn't have a car at the time.
Oh, wow.
I walked to school, which was a half-an-hour walk in snowstorms with holes in my shoes just to graduate. I did everything I could to get that education. And when I
Wow.
walked out that field, it was the best feeling
Kudos.
I've ever felt.
Very, very good.
Yeah, 'cause
I
that's-
shut everybody up that ever told me that I couldn't do it.
Good
Yes,
for you.
yeah.
You know
Very
what?
good.
Kill the naysayers, right? Kill them with
Do it up.
kindness.
Amazing. Absolutely.
And
Throw some
food.
shade.
Absolutely.
Now you graduated.
Yes.
And you graduated with your class.
Yes.
Now prom.
My class.
Prom. I want to ask you
prom.
something about your prom. And I know you have an interesting story. Were you able to be yourself, or were you forced to go to your prom?
This is a great story. At my prom, they told me it was okay, I should dress like a boy. But I told them I wanted to wear a girl's jumpsuit, 8-inch heels, and a virgin, like, Brazilian weave, because, you know, I love hair. And they told me that it wouldn't be okay. I could be able to go and do that, but they wouldn't want me to and asked me not to. Also, I asked to sit with the girls during graduation because all the boys in my whole class all have bullied me my whole life. I have 3 friends out of all the boys. They've been horrible to me. And
Now, did they allow that?
no, I had to sit next to one of my high school bullies from 6th grade, and I just smiled the whole way like, yep, I'm here. And you are?
Oh, that's wonderful.
I just
So how
figured.
did you feel about not being able to go to your prom as you?
I mean, I got compliments. Like, of course it hurt me, but I got told that I look hot as a boy. Like, had like my suit, and everybody was like, oh my God, like, you look so hot. But there was this one teacher that told me, you need to dress like a boy for our image. And all I could say was, what image?
Now, did he mean image of the school?
Oh, it was a girl.
It was a girl.
Yes, she is one
was
of
a
the
girl?
hall guards, and she's
And-
very against who I am and what I stand for. I won't name her name because
Right,
that's
it's-
too much
I
applause.
agree.
for her.
Yes,
I
yes,
agree, yes.
No.
Wow. Now, but was she saying that you would ruin the image of the school?
I would kind of embarrass everyone.
Oh my goodness
Really?
gracious.
But I did what I said. I said, I'm not staying home because that means day one. So I threw on a white tux, had cute
Amazing.
lineup, and I walked in there and I was like, I'm here.
You
I'm
rocked
here.
it.
I'm not
And
going
you
nowhere.
rocked it, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I did it. I twerked the night away.
Oh, that's
Nice.
amazing. You know,
Nice.
that, you know, and it goes to show you that as hard as it was, because I know we were talking earlier and you
Yes.
said that you were contemplating suicide. How old were you when you were thinking of that?
I've actually tried and almost succeeded.
oh,
I'm
I'm so glad you did not.
Me
I'm
too.
glad
I'm
that you did
blessed
not,
to have
too.
had a person there. Sorry.
Yes, we are
In-
simpatico.
In 8th grade, I was really depressed. I still have like that depression, but it's, I don't know the word for it, but it's a lot less than it used to be. But I was being harassed by boys on Facebook. They would send me a bunch of like things on Facebook saying I was pretty and trying to get to know me, and then lie and laugh about it and talk about it in school, and I thought they were serious.
Right.
And seeing as I was like struggling to find out who I was, I liked that attention.
Right.
So
Right.
I It was really hard.
Well, I'm very glad that you did not succeed, because you
Yeah.
have far too much more to do here on Earth,
you do.
Jesse.
A lot of
You're
work.
very much an inspiration, and I would like to give you a little gift
Of
for being
course.
on our show.
Thank you.
It's a little something to say thank you. We'd like to give you a
wow.
T-shirt with our logo on
And
it.
there's pink on it. Hello.
You are
Yes,
gonna rock it.
yes.
You are gonna rock the
I
show.
love it.
So
Love it.
we would like to give you this to say thank you, and you know
Thank you.
we're getting ready to run out of a little bit of running out of time, but there's so much more that we can talk about with you.
course.
We'd love to have you back on.
I would
as
love
a,
to be back.
as a guest and talk about things we were unable to touch base on today, and
Thank you.
maybe we can, when you do come on our show, you'll have that correctional job. That's what you said you wanted to do,
Hopefully, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you guys very much.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Jesse, when I was growing up, and I'm probably I'm going to be crying on this one. I grew up with a very bigoted family, and they did not accept a lot of people that weren't normal. I don't know what normal is, because I have yet to meet a normal person.
Same.
Okay, so when I used to see people that cross-dressed like you, I used to make fun of them, because that's what my parents did, and that's what I was taught to do. And today, you have completely changed me.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, right down to my
Absolutely.
core of, I am never, ever, 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 ever going to look at anybody again the way that I used to, because of you.
Sorry.
No, I have always been.
Thank you.
And
Thank
my friend Melissa and I have been friends for over 40 years, and I have always been. I'm going to say I've always been a leader, never a follower, always. And at times, it has been a lonely road, but I always knew that it was who I was. I didn't have to go through, I had a rough upbringing, and I didn't have to go through some of the things that you did. But being the one that wants to be a leader and go my own path was not always easy, and it was difficult. And I'm very glad I did. You are an inspiration.
Thank you
We're
so
very,
much.
very grateful to have you on our show, and we will have you back on.
It's been a
And
blessing.
you know, if I could get up, I can't, because I'm clipped to a mic. But if I could get up, I would get up, and I would do group hug.
Because she's already done it twice.
Because I have come up unplugged twice. But I would give a group hug. I want to thank you again. We will
Thank you so
definitely
much.
have you back on our show.
I have a lot more I'd like to talk about.
And we'll have to have
And
you
I
back
love all the
on to do a
questions.
recap. But I would like to thank you all at home for
Thank you
joining
all.
us. And I would like to thank my dear friend Melissa once again for sitting by my side and being my co-host. Thank you very much, Jesse,
I
for joining
also-
us today. We're getting ready to wrap up. There's
I
something.
also put up my email if anybody is going through a tough time and want to ask me for support. I
Oh,
put that up for
very
you guys.
good. Excellent. If we could get that up on the screen, that would be fabulous.
can
So it's
talk to me for
contact
hours.
information.
Yeah.
Thank you. And for you at home, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
It is with much love,
Much love.
and
I feel
much
it in the room.
peace and respect. Remember to always stand strong. Till next time.